Hello learners, welcome to Triaright. Today we will be learning about the runtime infections, classes and methods. By the end of this class, we will be getting to understand what annotations are and why are they used. Now we will grasp how the Reflections API allows inspection of classes, methods at runtime. And finally we will learn about the how to write the code that reads metadata and inspect and invoke methods dynamically. So, introduction to annotations. What are annotations? Annotations are the metadata added to the Java code. They are the data about the data that they're added to the metadata that represents the data of the code that is written in Java. They are used to provide informations to the compiler to or to the tools framework at the runtime. They provide information to the compiler or the tools and framework at the runtime. Now coming further, we have the interface, at the rate interface annotation. My annotation. This is named by my annotation is the name, which has the build part as string value. Now applying annotations. Now we have to learn about applying the annotations. So my annotation in parenthesis test info. This has a class, my class. It has a class, my class. It has a class, my class, and this is a built-in annotation, built-in annotations. At the rate of override, at the rate of depreciated, at the rate of suppressed warning, and at the rate of retention, and start get etc. are the from value.lang annotations. Creating and using custom annotations. Now creating and using custom annotations. Let's define these. We will first define the custom annotations. We will import them from java.lang.annotations.star. We'll importing this package from java.lang.annotation.star. Now at the rate of retention, annotations, they have the at the rate of retention policy, at the rate of retention, and in parentheses we'll be writing retention policy dot runtime. They will providing the retention policy at the runtime of the program and at the rate of target. They have the element type and the current type method. They have the element type and current type method. Here this has a public interface annotation info. Yeah, having the methods as author and version. A version as default 1.0. Version default 1.0, string version as default 1.0. Now annote a class, annote a class or a method. Now we will be annotating a class or a method. For that we have the at the rate of info, author is equal to Rohit Kumar, author info at the rate of info, info about the annotation, that is author is equal to Rohit Kumar, and public class demo. If we have a class demo here which is having info annotation here, which has in the body part we have info annotation, and author is Rohit Kumar and his version is 2.0. We are changing the version 1.0 to 2.0. We are changing the annotation default version 1.0, and now we are changing the version to 2.0. Now we have a public void test. We have a void test method here, which is printing test method, which is printing the test method. Now similarly we have retention policy dot runtime. Is critical is we have the retention policy at runtime, which is critical for reflection to detect annotation at runtime. This is important because the annotations are required at the runtime and they will reflect these annotations. So moving to the end of the class, we learned till here. Now we will move in the next class. Thanks.